Into the darkness, we are one. Into the darkness, we are almost
YouTube, what's going on? Second City Sleepers here. Real quick before we get started, we want to touch base. Recently, a professional wrestler who goes by the name of Pero Agoyo, if I pronounced that name wrong, I am terribly sorry. Recently passed away doing actions for which his work for he lives and dies for, and unfortunately he passed away in the process. So we wanted to take a 10-second moment of silence for him.
Our thoughts and prayers are with your friends and family. AJ!
Mikey!
Jakey!
And we are
the
Sleeper Squad! YouTube, Second City Sleepers. Alex, Mike, and our new member here, Jake. Here to talk to you about about Wrestlemania coming up in a few days. We're going to go over all the matches, go over how we feel the outcomes will go down, and how we would play out the matches ourselves. So we'll start.
Obviously, we don't know the order of it, but we have the card, what was updated as of so far, and we're just going to go through, I don't know, maybe we can put it as what we feel the card will open, maybe the easiest, but want to do the women's?
Yeah, we'll start with the women's match that no one really cares for.
Get that out of the way.
Yeah, just get out of the way for you guys.
I hope it doesn't really open the show.
Yeah, it's probably not gonna.
It'll be in between.
Second to last.
Yeah.
The buffer between like Sting and Triple H.
Bathroom break.
Yeah. Yeah, we got Bella Twins versus AJ Lee and Paige. I don't understand the match personally. I get the rivalry. I don't understand the thing with the Bella Twins. And AJ and Paige, what they're doing with those two is cool. But do we really need to go into detail about how the match will go down, really?
No, I think we just give our thoughts and move on, right?
Yeah. I mean, I think AJ and Paige will go over on this, just because they've been getting crapped on all the time through the past month or two. So, yeah.
I think AJ and Paige, but because whoever pins somebody, I think the champion is going to get pinned, and then that'll start a rivalry for the belt going into, I don't know, maybe SummerSlam or whatever the next pay-per-view is.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how I think will happen, and that's what I would actually book, to have a feud going forward.
I'm going with AJ and Paige also, man. I think, in my opinion, AJ is the best diva of the last 5 years. Hands down, no one touches her. And I think Paige is going to be the diva of the next 5 years. I think that she's in a league of her own with where it's going to go in the future. I don't see the Bella Twins being around next year at WrestleMania. I think they'll be gone by then. And on a side note, Nikki Bella is officially, in my opinion, the hottest diva in history. I love her.
Wow.
Oh,
Wow.
she jumped Candice Michelle in my book, and Candice Michelle was my one. I'm going with Nikki, though. She's just phenomenal.
It's her though, because she's with Cena, so it's kind of like
It's tainted.
She's tainted.
Does anybody
It's
care
like,
about
Yeah. So okay. How do we think WWE will do it?
I'd put Bella Twins over, I would think. I think they're just going to go with that, kind of give them their dominance for a little while longer, because I don't think they're going to be around for too much more. I think they're at the end of their careers now. I just see them completely going over both of them, and then AJ and Paige going back to fighting each other for a while.
I think AJ and Paige are going to go over as with WWE, and I think, like I said, I think they're going to, whoever pins Nikki will have the feud going forward for the championship, and that's what I think WWE will actually do.
Yeah, I agree with Mike, man. I think they're going over. I could see Paige pinning Nikki, going from there. But if the Bellas do win, it's just who are they working with next? You know what I mean? You got a good feud here where you can,
Right.
This match can build where they're going with the title.
So, all right, there was the women's match.
Cross that one
Hard
off.
part.
That one next?
Yeah, probably right.
Okay. All right, so next up we're gonna go with John Cena versus Borisev, as I call him. He's really boring.
Rusev.
Rusev, sorry, for those of you who don't know. I like to say, but I really like what they're doing with Rusev. I'm not the biggest fan of him by any means, but I do like the whole character and how they're going with him right now and leading up to this. As far as the match-wise goes, how I would do it, I would keep Rusev over Cena here, continuing to put Cena down. And, well, that's just my fandom right there. But
How do you think WWE's gonna take it?
I think they're gonna put Cena over because I think they're gonna try to bring in the two mid carders, but two bigger names to hold the middle titles. With that in the IC, he'll have the U.S. title, and then we'll get on to who I think will have the IC title later on.
Yeah, I would put Rusev over. I personally would want to see that because Cena established, give somebody a little bit of a boost. You know, Rusev can beat him cleanly, not with a low blow, not with outside interferences. Have him win cleanly as a heel. Doing heel tactics is fine. Okay, heel tactics meaning just he's using back rakes and eye pokes and whatever, but not low blows and using the ropes. Let him beat him. Let him submit him in the accolade or whatever he wants to use. Let him go over cleanly so he can keep his belt and a good win from going forward. I think WWE is going to do what we've been hearing and put Cena over, which I'm okay with, because if you establish that U.S. belt again, meaning something, then I'm fine with that going forward and having Cena have that belt, because it's a lot better having him having that belt than having him have the major belt.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
I'm looking at it like I would love to see Rusev cleanly pin him in the ring, but as a heel, it's the odds are it's probably not going to happen. Cena's not going to tap. That's guaranteed. They already did the pass out thing, so it's a dirty finish if Rusev wins. It's a exposed turnbuckle, or a cheap shot, or hit him with the title, or whatever it's going to take. But I just don't see WWE letting John Cena lose on the pay-per-view WrestleMania, man. I just don't see it. And the horrible thing is that you build this unstoppable monster all the way until the biggest match of his career, and then they're just going to kill it. And then where does Rusev go?
back down to what they did with everybody else that's held the IC belt or the US Championship belt in the recent
Where
years.
does he go?
Which I'm fine with, because I'm not a big fan of him.
So then he only has one loss in his career, and he's been around for over a year now. Yeah. You know, but also it could go to a rubber match at Extreme Rules. You know, so I want Rusev to win, but I just I can't see it. I cannot see it happening.
You're gonna.
I heard they have a really cool, elaborate entrance plan for him too for Mania. They've been doing casting to bring in 50 Russian soldiers to do some kind of really cool entrance for him. So I hope that's cool.
That'd be cool. Yeah, probably.
Alright, so next up we're going to get into the Andre the Giant Battle Royal. Last year didn't pan out so well for Cesaro. It's kind of stupid to waste that, but what do you want to go with for like favorites? Who do you think would be like
we should say who was in the match.
3 years?
It's the IC title ladder match between Ziggler, R-Truth, Stardust, Ambrose, Barrett.
Talking about the
Andre the Giant
Oh,
Battle Royal.
man.
Come
I'm
on,
an
man.
idiot. Okay, stupid.
Edit.
Oh, no, I'm just an idiot.
Nice.
Andre the Battle Royal, yeah, my bad.
See, we started talking about Cena and everyone got all messed up.
Yeah, maybe that's it.
Started boshing just thinking about him.
Bashmania.
Yeah, Andre the Giant Battle Royal. Clear-cut favorite right now to win it.
Are you thinking, or?
I'm thinking about it right now.
Whoever they put over on NXT for the entrant, I think it'd be cool if he won it. I just think that'd be cool. I'm not saying it's gonna happen. Favorite? We talked about before. I mean, Curtis Axel. That's
it's
my
gotta be him.
that's my favorite for it.
And it's
He's still in a Battle Royal match right now.
he's still in the Royal Rumble.
Still in the Royal Rumble. Longest guy ever, man.
That's impressive, man.
Yeah, it
That's
is.
impressive. He deserves
Axelmania.
it. Just give him the title shot, you know. I look at Axel, man, as they're making him look horrible week in and week out, you know. And then the thing this past Monday where he tried eliminating Mark Henry, and Henry just kind of looked at him and tossed him over, you know what I mean? I think it's like something's going to happen where it's going to be like either a fluke that he wins by accident, or it's going to be just this,
Or he's just gonna
wakes
unload.
up.
Yeah.
He's in the ring and something just snaps in his head, and he puts it all together in front of everybody at Mania and wins. And like, talk about the reaction he would get and just the shove forward he would get, because like, people are behind this guy, man.
He's good.
Yeah.
And he's got sentimental value to me, man. He's one of only 2 people I've ever seen father and son wrestle live, and he's one of them. The other one's Bulldog and his boy. But I've been a fan of his since the day I laid my eyes on him. I thought he had everything, and what a way to go. You know what I mean? Mania, you know, in a huge match like this, especially, you know, with all the promotion he's doing, it just makes sense to me.
So the fans too are starting to get pushed behind him a little more, which I'm glad to see. So I was always a fan of him, but then I kind of got a little tired of him. But that's because he was with the Rybach, and
Yeah.
that killed him. That Ryback stuff was so
I'm
bad.
hoping he wouldn't get mentioned today.
And it wasn't Ascension bad, but that tag team was bad.
What do we think WWE is going to do with it?
I think they're gonna push over Rybach. He's getting a big push now. I think they're gonna go with the big guy to win that.
Oh, that's bad. I hope not.
I
Makes
don't see
sense.
it. It's I could see it. I don't want to
I'll
see it
agree with
though.
you. I don't see it being Show or Kane. I mean, it's
I
got to
don't.
be someone that they can elevate, and Ryback.
Is there any chance Cesaro, is he even in the match? You know,
I don't
is there any
even
chance
know.
he like goes back to back?
Is Cesaro still alive with Kid right now?
They're tag team champions,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Which
they're building for
that's
that,
not
but I
even.
don't- yeah.
Is that
That's
not even?
not even on the card.
It's not announced.
It's probably
yet.
the
They're gonna-
pre-show.
I think it's
gonna
a
be
pre-show.
A 4-way. I'm
Yeah,
thinking.
they'll probably do something.
Because the
stupid.
Matadores beat them recently.
Oh god, that was so bad.
Yeah, I think they're building to a 4-way with the Usos, them, and whoever the other team was.
Yeah, well, it's not officially marked, so I guess we won't.
Yeah, we don't know for sure.
We can't speak. However, whatever it is,
It's
my
cool.
my thing would be keep Cesaro and Kid champs.
Yeah, that's their only good tag team right now. I mean, you got the Usos, but they're so stale to me right now. I don't want to see them anymore.
They're stale, but they're getting into that status of, like, they're the best.
Yeah.
Like, they're established as the best team in the company right now. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
how many times can you give the guys the gold? That's how I look at it. I'm happy to see new faces. They just
Yeah.
need a damn team name. I hate
Yeah.
guys don't have team names. And not that
Time to bring in Benzo
Yeah.
and Cass from NXT.
I don't like them being the masters of the WWE universe. That's what they were going by at first. It's just horrible. What are you doing, man? Some guy thought that was a great idea somewhere. You know, let's go with this.
That's Vince.
It probably was. Okay, well, since I talked about it already, you want to go with that one next?
Yeah, might as well. Okay, so now would you like to bring it in?
I might as well.
You're so excited about it.
The IC title ladder match between the
It's probably gonna
champion,
be, it's probably gonna be match of the night.
probably the champion Wade Barrett, and then he's also going against Ziggler, R-Truth, Stardust, Dean Ambrose, Luke Harper, and Daniel Bryan.
I kind of wish you could take Stardust out of there and Harper.
Yeah, Harper. I'm not a fan of
I'm
Harper.
not a fan of Harper. I like Cody Rhodes. I don't like Stardust.
Yeah, I agree. Big Rhodes fan, but not that either. I agree with that.
Well, one thing I can say about that match for sure, I would almost put every dollar I have that Truth's not walking out with that title.
Yeah, no, that's.
I would love if he did though.
No way.
I like R-Truth.
He's held the title more than Barrett has
Yeah.
this month.
I know he's not winning, and I wouldn't really
Yeah,
put
no.
money on it. I mean, we know
I'd be happy. I'd be fine
Harper's
with
not
it.
winning.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Harper's not winning.
I don't see Stardust winning. Obviously,
No.
Truth's not winning.
I
So
don't see Barrett retaining it.
Me
I
either.
don't see. I agree.
It leaves you.
That leaves
Bryan,
Ziggler, Ambrose, and Bryan.
And I think Ziggler's not doing it just because he's had the belt a bunch.
Yeah.
And they don't do anything with him, and they haven't really done anything with him to make me think they're gonna win. Ambrose with the whole push to start getting it makes me wonder if there's a shot there for him getting it.
I think Ambrose has got something bigger in front of this, so I don't think he's gonna get it.
And then goes with Daniel Bryan, which is what we talked about. I don't know if you,
I can see Bryan winning. I'd like to see Ambrose get it. But
Yeah.
Bryan, it'd be cool to see him win because it makes him a Grand Slam champion in WWE. You know, U.S. champion, Intercontinental Tag, and World, which is cool. You know, because you don't see many of those nowadays anymore. But to step down, man, you go from the main event to throwing in a gimmick match for the guy that's without a shadow of a doubt the hottest superstar in the company. He takes 9 months off, comes back, and he's still over like Rover. No one touches him in the ring, and it's just.
yeah, it's just WWE stupidity.
It's like makes you want to leave, like thinking about it, you know.
I mean, we all agree. Brian, we think Brian will do it. That's what we would do.
I'd like to see Ambrose get it.
Yeah.
Now, I would put Ambrose over, but I see Bryan winning that to try to make that like those mid-card titles with him and Cena holding him.
Which makes sense going forward, and that's actually a really good idea.
Yeah.
And so I hope for WWE's sake that they do that.
And one thing I wanted to mention too, man, is that I saw online yesterday that ever since Dolph Ziggler won his match at Survivor Series as the sole survivor, and in my opinion one of the biggest matches in history, is 6-24 on television matches. 6-24.
Why WWE? What's the point of that?
You give them the biggest rub you can give anybody, being in the ring when Sting debuts, and then just... Also,
That's Vince
I'll
right
talk
there.
about this later. Go ahead.
That's Vince right there for you.
Yeah, that's bad. Want to move on?
To go on to,
Take away.
I was thinking Rollins and Orton next.
Sure, let's do that.
Okay, so we got Rollins versus Orton. Not a lot of time for a build-up going into this, but it picked up pretty quickly. They probably did it the best they could with the 2-3 week time frame they've had to build this up. Not even. I think they had it planned out this past Monday, actually. Didn't they?
Yeah, I mean, there was a slow Orton turn, but they just drug that
Yeah.
out for like 2 or 3 longer weeks. He should have came back and just been a face.
Just did
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you could have had a month and a half or 2 months, whatever it was, build for it. But they didn't. It seemed like it was just this past Monday or maybe the week before. You're right.
Yeah, no one believed into it, man. I knew the whole time there was no chance that
Yeah.
he was with them. I'm cool with them doing the authority thing where he joined it, but I wanted him to turn it that night and make it just a one-night thing. Like, they're all like suckers, like he's with us, you know, and then like, let's, you know, culminate with a tag team match in the main event, you and Rollins versus whoever, and then do it right off the
Yeah.
bat. Like, look, man, Orton's one of my all-time favorites, man, because he gets in these weird zones. And I don't know if it's hard to explain, but he gets in these modes where, like, when he's in the ring, he's just completely untouchable. Like, no one can, not even Daniel Bryan, no one can touch him in the ring.
Yeah, I can see that.
It's weird, like, and I feel it, you know what I mean? It's hard when you're in the ring
Because he's good.
because he's so
he's
good.
good.
Because he can connect to me, and I can live vicariously through the stuff he does. Like when he dropped Mercury the other day in that RKO out of nowhere with Sting, man. It was just the coolest thing ever, man. Like,
That was a really cool scene with Orton and Sting. That's you can tell Orton
He gave
was like on
that look.
high too. He looked over like he was trying to give the like I don't know who you are or like I don't know why you're there, but you can tell he was like completely happy that he got a moment in the ring with Sting.
and for
that
a
was cool.
split second, I thought Orton was gonna smack him with that chair.
Oh, I didn't think
For
at
a
all.
split, I was
Not
like,
at all.
Is he gonna whack him? And then just be like, this is all a work to get Sting, you know? And then kick out Rollins. I don't know. I mean,
No, there's no doubt in my mind that when I looked at Orton and I saw Sting there and Sting was just like, you know, like you can tell Sting had a good
What a moment.
free moment, and then you can tell Orton was like on cloud 9 with that.
yeah, it truly is past meets present with that moment. Like, that's as true as it gets, you know? But
Yeah.
I can see Rollins going over, cashing in later on. If Rollins is going to cash in at night, he has to win. There's no point if he loses, I automatically take him cashing out at WrestleMania off the table.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You cannot. I mean, look who we're talking about.
Unless he cashes in just to lose, and then you're just gonna bury Rollins, which I hope that doesn't
two
happen.
losses at Mania for nothing.
Yeah, which I hope doesn't happen. Rollins is their future.
Yes.
I mean,
Right.
Ambrose is their future too. I mean, there's future here. Daniel Bryan's still fairly young, you know, and
Only one I don't
Ziggler.
believe in is the one that tells me to.
right. And but
What the heck, dude?
Oh, hell no!
I find things, dude. What can I say?
You actually bought that?
No, I said I find things.
Okay,
Did
thank
not
you.
pay for that. Trust
Oh,
me.
just-
I did pay for the Sting banner behind me though.
I like that.
That was paid for, but most of the other stuff.
We'll get to that guy in a minute. I'm sure.
But yeah, like okay. What do we think? What do we? I mean, I think we all agree that. Well, you agree, and I agree with you. I shouldn't say for Alex, but I think Rollins
Rollins
gonna
going over.
Yeah.
I
I'm not
think
surprised either way.
Orton's gonna put on a great show. And he's gonna look
Yes.
better, and he's gonna look great. But he's gonna make Rollins look like the superstar he already is. And if you haven't seen Rollins be the star in a match, go watch that Royal Rumble match with him and Cena and
Oh,
Lesnar,
yeah.
because Rollins shined.
Star of the night.
He was star of the night, and I think
Star
that
of the
was
month.
I think that was the star of the year so far. That
That
performance.
Phoenix
Oh,
match
that's
he
match of the
did.
year, I would call
That,
it.
that,
Yeah,
that's
for
so
them.
far. That's so far the match of the year, and that's the star of the year so far. And we're almost in April here.
Cena will win the Slammy for that again, I'm sure.
Yeah, but the Slammers are joke.
Triple H.
WWE, what do we think WWE's doing?
I think they're gonna push Rollins over here.
Yeah.
You can't really.
I think
bury-
Trips would put Rollins over. I think McMahon would freaking put Orton over.
Yeah.
It's weird. 'Cause
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
cool either way. I'm 100% cool either way, but it's like weird because if Orton wins, where's he go from there? He just came back, he got his revenge, he beat him. Okay, then now what?
Yeah.
You know, and then Rollins is stuck with just a briefcase and nowhere to go. It eliminates any chance of him cashing in at night or the next day for me. Anyway, it's not believable to me if he cashes in and loses this match.
Yeah, I
It's
agree.
imperative.
Yeah.
Storyline wise, Orton's not going to hurt him whatsoever.
No, Orton will bounce back in whatever feud he gets to next heat, and he'll be fine.
But Rollins,
yeah.
it could hurt him bad.
Yeah, so let's hope that Triple H knows he's got the right bug in Vince's ear on that win, and I'll go WWE.
Yeah. Next up we got Undertaker versus Bray Wyatt. I just don't understand. I understand it, but it's stupid reasoning. Undertaker's basically passing down the torch to the next demon character, pretty much, in my opinion, and I think it's terrible. The build up to this match is terrible.
It's almost as bad as that Punk one, the Punk build up for Taker. I hated that build up.
That didn't
I
bother
didn't
me.
mind.
Oh, see,
That didn't bother me.
He's just too good. Punk is.
Yeah.
well, no,
in my opinion.
I like the match was phenomenal. It was the match of that night, and I don't even know Cena won the match of the night for that, which was thanks fans. But I just didn't like the build up. I thought it was. They've talked about it. Like, I know we're getting way off subject. I'm just gonna cut it. But okay, Taker Wyatt, yeah.
Yeah.
That's bad.
I liked when he rubbed the ash all over his
That
mouth.
was
that
awesome.
was sick, dude. And like Paul Bear's ashes. Like, come on, man.
So yeah, I was trying not to go off.
Only with the Undertaker
No, we
can
have
you
to.
do that stuff, you know?
Yep.
That's what's cool about his character, man. It's timeless.
It's like my main problem with Wyatt right now is he's not the greatest wrestler in the world, and every time he's on TV, it's the same exact thing he sounds like. When he talks, I feel like I hear the grandma on the phone from the Peanuts going wah 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 wah. It's same point every time when he's talking.
I'm lost with him. When he came out, I loved the promos. I
Yeah.
loved there's something different, and it's been so stale, and I don't know what he's talking about anymore. And there's been he really hasn't got that push. He loses matches he should win if you're gonna push him, and there's been no Taker. I mean, so
Yeah,
he
you
lit
haven't
his
seen him.
you haven't seen Taker, so they did special effects and he lit his chair on fire. Who cares? Like, I don't know. I know what they're gonna do. WWE, this is what you're probably gonna do.
Yeah.
Taker's gonna lose again
Yep.
because now the streak is meaningless because you'd already destroyed it.
Yep.
And so therefore, Wyatt gains nothing from this other than Taker handing down the torch to the the darker character handing down for you, so you have something going future. I hope you have some plans for Wyatt because to me it's boring and stale and I don't even like it anymore. I fast forward it.
I 100% disagree with both of you.
Yeah.
I am a hardcore Wyatt fan. It's something. His promos sometimes are hard to get through, but when I like the backstage vignettes with him. I don't like him in the ring talking. I like him backstage with the camera movements and the smoke and the to the point stuff, you know, and the coffin build up. I like the build up to the match, and it's completely necessary that Undertaker does not show up on Raw tomorrow or on Monday night. It's just, to me, he needs to come back at Mania. His character's timeless. He's an absolute legend. He's a first ballot Hall of Famer. The streak getting broken, to me, was the biggest shock I've ever seen in the history of my 19 and a half years watching this sport, as I call it. But I think it's extremely important that Undertaker wins this match, not Bray Wyatt.
I hope
And
so.
for
Yeah.
the reason I say Undertaker has to win, this is what I'm saying. I think Taker has to win to prove that, you know, last year was a fluke or something like that. And I still think at WrestleMania 32 it needs to be Lesnar and Undertaker. I wanted to see the rematch this year. I wanted to see it and Undertaker win and go over Lesnar and come back on Raw and be like, don't need this title. I proved what I needed to prove. Here you go. But I think Undertaker should win, and I think he will. And then you can go wherever you want after that. Taker's going to be gone. But where does Bray go? Disappears for a while again, you know?
Comes back.
Tweaking
and
it
says
a
he
little bit.
hears.
Comes back a little bit more. But I like your way a lot better.
Yeah, I do.
I mean, I hope that maybe I bought into the WWE philosophy here. Maybe my smartness kind of went away, and I'm buying into Bray's gonna win, but I really, really hope Taker. I really hope what happens. Happens.
One thing,
Plus, it then solidifies the streak more too by him not losing.
being like that was just Lesnar being beast. That's why.
And they were putting Lesnar over, which needed to be done.
And I don't think Undertaker needs to say a word at all at any of these times, man. He doesn't need to say a word. Don't even mention the streak was broken. Just come out, win. Maybe come out on Raw and be like, look, I lost. It happens, or he can do whatever. He's a veteran. He knows what he's doing.
As Undertaker, he can do whatever he wants.
One thing, if like I said, if Taker wins, I think Bray Wyatt should go away. And when he comes back, it's imperative to me that he has some kind of family with him. Not necessarily the same two guys.
Sister Abigail.
But something. Sister Abigail. A chick in a white skirt with dirt on her face. Or the Ascension tweaked.
Nope.
Something.
No, please no.
I don't mind them.
Please no.
Lost me.
I don't mind them. It's bad booking. They didn't do nothing wrong.
Their
They were
their
dominant
gimmick.
in NXT.
It's the
Their
gimmick.
their
It's
gimmick
the
destroyed
gimmick.
it for me. Yes, if they lost that gimmick and came up as a darker pair with Wyatt, I would give them another shot. But with that gimmick and them
They didn't
destroying the best tag team,
It wasn't them. It was the writing.
yeah.
They didn't,
But it goes on them for a fandom. It goes on them.
Yeah.
But yeah, you are right. It is the writing. But
someone has to come back with Wyatt. Let's just say it that way.
Yeah.
But I think he should come back because it's mean and not like all laughy and like trying to do his upside
Vicious.
down
Oh,
crawl.
beautiful.
Just
Just
come
vicious.
back mean. Come back like not Orton, but like how Orton would punt people. You know what I mean? Come back to vicious. Exactly. Just come back and just.
I like that.
That would be a good Sister Abigail is that Becky Lynch in NXT.
I think any female wrestler that can wrestle that can play a dark character would be good. But Becky Lynch would fit it. Sasha Banks would probably fit it. I think she can play because she does a good heel. I'm assuming she can play a good dark heel.
I don't know if she can get like that way though. I mean,
I like her character.
I love Sasha.
yeah.
I think Charlotte's the future of wrestling for the NXT.
I'm not big on her.
I think her wrestling skill is amazing.
JR said that she's going to be the first ever diva to headline a pay-per-view. He's calling it.
She
You
could.
think
Man.
she could?
She is. Wait, Trish and Lita did
Raw.
Okay, I was about to
Pay-per-view.
say that was on pay-per-view. Okay. Yeah, I think Charlotte is the future. And Paige is great, and she's gonna be something after AJ leaves and she's done. But Charlotte's gonna take over that reins, and she's gonna. Yeah, Charlotte's amazing. Her presence, her ring presence is great. She can't talk great, but that can be worked on because she's got a father that can help her work on that.
He's good.
Well, not no more, but he was. Now he's just drunk and stupid.
He
And
was a two-time Hall of Famer.
elbow drops freaking his coat and his sport
I
jacket.
love that.
Okay. Moving on though.
Yeah, do we want? I
Becky
really,
Lynch has
I
everything
really
with
want to talk
Undertaker.
about this. This is really cool.
Yeah.
So do we do this last, or go to this,
Keep
or
that last,
oh,
I
you
think.
got to do maybe that last? Okay.
Yeah.
That's going to headline the show.
Yeah.
It is.
Oh, I wish it wouldn't.
Yeah, I mean, okay.
So coming up now, we have Triple H versus Sting. This is probably the match I'm looking forward to most, just because it's Sting.
me.
Yeah.
But two high quality guys. They built it up very well going into this. Since what was it?
Survivor Series.
Survivor Series. Yeah, the Survivor Series started from. And it kind of sucked that we didn't see Sting almost every week, but at the same time it was good. So you can kind of build up the mystery to the story and everything. One thing I didn't like with Sting was how, I think it was 2 weeks ago, they played like his voice and it wasn't his voice.
I didn't like that at all.
That was
Yeah.
god awful.
Why?
Yeah, they
Why?
should.
I'm like, you can't just call him on the phone for 15 seconds. They'd be like, here's $5,000. Go ahead and say
Well,
this.
he's not even like this.
No, it was his voice. It was altered. I read it was his voice that did it all, but they put one of those things, that changes the voice.
See, I heard it was something else actually.
Yeah, that would. Yeah, well, internet. You
Who
get what you pay for.
knows?
This match is the must-see match for me. Sting, my favorite wrestler. Triple H is up there on my list of favorites. Not my top 4 though, but he's up there.
Yeah, I called before Sting was even mentioned in the video game, because that's when he was first mentioned with coming to WWE, when the video game happened and the promos and the commercials were just.
That commercial
I
pissed
flipped
off that
the first
whole.
time.
Yeah. That commercial had to piss off that whole
I remember.
freaking
But
crowd.
the first time I ever heard anything like that, I called this match. I said I think he should work Triple H. I don't want to see Sting versus Undertaker because, to me,
Yeah, I'm glad they did
you
that.
cannot pick a winner in that match. Especially if the streak was still going. How do you bring in a guy that's been completely... the best wrestler ever to never wrestle in WWE ring, and still is to this day because he hasn't wrestled in the ring. Best wrestler to never step foot and wrestle in a ring versus Undertaker. I just didn't see it. So I'm looking at it like Triple H, he can lose 100 matches in a row and it won't change his legacy. He's a Hall of Famer. And Sting is the perfect guy. Triple H can still go. We've never seen it before. Now, from what I understand, they wrestled 2 matches in WCW when he was terrorizing or John Paul Levesque, wherever he was in WCW, he wrestled against Blonde Sting. So they've worked before, but this is a
but I'm sure that was.
entity.
I'm sure that was just
completely
Sting.
different.
It was Triple H was the jobber to Sting, and Sting was their franchise.
Completely different, and I look at Sting going over. There's no way around it. He has to win. He has to get the splash, the drop, and then go from there, and then just go. Like right off in the sunset.
You know what I want to see? I want to see Triple H pedigree him, and Sting just sits up, pounds his chest, and then Triple H doesn't know what to do. He steps back, goes in the corner, and he just gets the stinger splash, and then you keep going with the match. But
cool.
I don't think WWE's. I don't think Triple H's ego, even though he's ego, I don't think he's ego enough to take that win, and I don't think you have Sting come in to lose, right? I mean,
No.
I personally believe, not just because he's my favorite, I think Sting should never lose in the WWE. I think he doesn't need to.
Last match for me.
I don't even think he should lose his last match. I mean, unless it's Taker and the streak was still going.
Streak.
Unless it was Taker and there you go too. Unless it was Taker and the streak was still going and Taker's and they decided that the streak was not going to be ended.
No.
Then that's the only time I would be okay with him losing after, you know what I mean, after he's already wrestled. I think Sting should never lose in WWE. There's no point.
I'm real interested to see what his work's going to look like. That Stinger splash didn't exactly have as much sting as I'm used to. I don't think he left the ground, but he's 56 years old.
Yeah, he just had a birthday.
And I'm cool with him working a slow match with a guy that can carry him, because Triple H can work, man. And Sting's they wouldn't let him in the ring if they didn't think he can do it. Period.
I'll tell you what, the last match I saw him have in TNA, he still got his drop kick up, and it was still at Ethan Carter III's head.
Yeah, he lost the career match, right?
Yeah, and it was still at EC3's head, who, by the way, on a side note, EC3 is like TNA's best freaking grown thing that they've done.
I can't watch that.
I know you guys don't, but TNA's done one thing right with a character, and it's been EC3.
Change the ring. That's all I gotta say. I don't want to talk about it.
But this match, I mean, just
Inside the hexagon circle.
I don't think it's going to go more than 8 to 10 minutes at the max. I think it's going to be a lot of, in the first couple minutes is going to be a lot of like the Hogan Rock stare down.
Yeah.
There's going to be a lot of more stare down, a lot of more talk, maybe a couple power moves, and then somebody rolls out of the ring. And I think it's going to be a slow match in the beginning, but once it gets going, I think it's going to be highly entertaining. I hope there's a couple kickouts and it's not just, you know what I mean? I hope we get something out of it.
And not just one finisher and done.
Right. I think we should have some. Obviously they've been working on this in Survivor Series. They know what they're doing. They're going to put on a show. Triple H isn't going to go out there and have 4 minutes of pedigree and beat them, or vice versa, a Scorpion Death Drop and beat them. They're going to put on a match. It's going to be fantastic, and I'm looking forward to it. I hope when I'm watching it, I don't hype it up as much so I don't get to enjoy it while it's happening. That's just me personally.
I think this match is going to decide whether or not Sting even works again, too. Because if he wrestles here and has a good showing, that'll give him more confidence to want to put on another match.
Yeah, and another build-up that you don't have to see him again. Because the one thing Sting can't do, he never did well in WCW, was talk. In TNA, he learned and he got good. But WWE is a different entity, and I think they did right by not having him around often. It was more special when he did show up. I mean,
kind of like the world champion.
Yeah. Well, Lesnar should be there a little bit more, just because he is the world, and he should wrestle on Raw maybe once a month, even if it's a tag match. The two champions versus two heels. He should be wrestling on Raw, and then you can show him being dominant still.
Not just wrestling 3 matches every year.
Yeah, I mean, because the champion should be there. I'm fine with him not being there a lot, but a little bit more.
So that'll lead us into the next one then?
Yep.
The main event, Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar.
My client,
Brock
Lesnar.
Cut my microphone again.
Ladies and gentlemen.
My name is Paul Heyman. Oh, he's so good. All right, Lesnar Reigns. I mean, this is what they've been building since Royal Rumble.
Unfortunately.
We don't feel that Reigns is ready, nor deserved it, nor this. The build is starting to get better though. WWE,
Yeah.
from what the crap that they had to deal with in January and the beginning part of February, they've done a good job. Heyman, probably the majority of it, and Brock's last promo when he said, "I'm gonna F Roman Reigns up." That was phenomenal. I mean, did you get to see that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, like that was just great. I mean, they've done a good job building up. Now it's to the point where I actually kind of care about seeing the match just to see what they're gonna do.
Yeah, I don't feel it at all.
Yeah.
I mean, I love Heyman, and I think Heyman's carrying the match already. He's
Yeah.
carrying everything.
Yeah.
Lesnar hasn't done anything to promote this match. I think Roman Reigns is completely horrible on the mic.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't ready for this. My original Mania was to have Daniel Bryan win the Rumble and go to Mania and then have the Shield in a triple threat. That was my original idea. I thought that would have been great. And then if you had Reigns go over that, then so be it. But I want nothing to do with this match. I think the crowd is going to completely flip on Reigns and be 100% Brock.
Yep.
I'm almost confident. And if they shove Reigns down our throat, there's going to be problems.
Yeah.
The only way I want him to win
There's going to be another
Is it
3 month on the network if it happens.
Heyman
is if
turns.
Heyman turns on Lesnar and joins him and helps him win. That's the only way I want him to get the gold. And not because he'd be heel, it's because Brock Lesnar to me is unbeatable.
Yeah.
You know? And me and you talked last time about my scenario, that I want Lesnar to win and then walk out on Raw the next night and just, I don't want it. Here's your belt. I did everything I needed to do later. And then
That's we were talking if he
Yeah.
didn't sign a deal, which
didn't.
we still don't know.
even if he
that's-
did or didn't,
Yeah.
here's your belt later, you know?
Just show him outside with a dump truck. Just dump it in the dump truck and have it crush it.
The only other way I'd want to see Reigns win is if Rollins cashes in afterwards.
And then
Yeah.
just takes it right away.
And takes
Yes.
it right away. And then that gives you Lesnar's out, and then you got a feud going.
Yeah.
Right there for the world title.
Yep.
You know? But I don't want to see Reigns pin him clean whatsoever.
I
No
don't want
way.
to see Reigns win it anyways. I mean, eventually he will, and in the future when it's built better and
He's
he's
the next
deserving,
Cena.
absolutely, he's going to have the belt. But now, I think with Lesnar, just personally, if Lesnar doesn't walk out champion, it's because he beats Reigns, Rollins comes out, cashes in on a good showing by Reigns for beating down the champion. Rollins takes advantage after winning Orton earlier night, and then cashes in, and Kurt stops him. They have a 10-minute little feud, so Lesnar doesn't look like a complete bitch, even though he's already down. And then Rollins goes over, and I want him to go over cleanly
With the
because
Phoenix
that
Splash.
because to me, just I keep pushing even heels. A clean win from a veteran to the younger talent elevates you, and I want to see that, and they don't do that. What's the point of having another scaredy cat heel champion? Rollins plays it good, and he's doing well, minus the championship part. But I mean, he's great, and he is your future. Give him the future.
Yep. And how I'd play it out, I'd play it out kind of the same way, a little differently though. I would play it out
Same
with,
way, a little different.
well, it's kind of the same way. I'd play it out with having to build up for something for the future. I'd have Reigns go over, not that I want to see it, but I'd have him go over, have Rollins come out, cash in, have those two feud, and then put Ambrose into that to have like a 3-way Shield feud going for the title through the next couple pay-per-views.
We talked about, I think, that was what we're talking about coming out of Rumble,
Yeah,
and that would have been awesome. But
I still want to see it happen, but Vince, you're too blind right now to see that.
what do we think WWE is going to do?
I think they're gonna push over Lesnar here. I think Rollins is still gonna hold on to the briefcase for a while. I don't see him cash it in. I think this is their way of giving Lesnar a title to keep him coming back that way. With the mid-card titles, with Bryan having the IC title probably, and Cena probably having the US title. That'll bring those two titles up for a bit longer, while the main title is vacant for the majority of the Raw
SummerSlam.
sessions. Yeah.
That's cool. WWE, I think they've been shoving Reigns down us, and I think they're gonna give us Reigns, and I think they're gonna do it with a bunch of stupidity, and then we're gonna watch end that show, and I'm gonna be like, why do I watch WWE?
And the same thing. Like
And
Royal Rumble.
and I'm telling you this now, it'll be hard for me to ever watch not ever watch wrestling, but watch WWE again if Sting loses and Lesnar loses in the same night. I think I would be completely shot as a fan and not want to watch WWE. And these shows we'll be doing, we'll be just doing our own things and our reviews for AEW.
We got NXT though.
Yeah, I will watch NXT absolutely, but I think I'll be done watching Raw, and I'm already done watching SmackDown.
And if that stuff does happen, I think we're gonna have the network free again next month.
probably.
I think that there's no doubt in my mind that Reigns is going over clean. It's just he beat the guy that beat the guy, or beat the guy that beat the streak.
He beat the one who put the one in
So
21.
the way I look at it, like if you wanted him to beat the guy that beat the guy, why don't you just have him beat him in the first place?
Yeah.
And what's really crazy is that when you think about it, last year in the Royal Rumble, 2 years, not 2015, but 2014, the last two guys were Batista and Reigns. Who did everybody want to win? Everybody wanted Reigns to win and then go on to face whoever at WrestleMania. And then here we are a whole year later, and no one wants to see him win. And he's still face. He's still baby. How crazy is that? That's how
Because I think
quick your light can go in this company.
I think
man.
a lot of
I
You
think
know
it
what,
was
though?
because of Batista
Batista
being
was
the
when
last
they wanted
guy, and they
anyone
just
but
flipped on
Batista.
Batista,
Yeah.
and that's why
And
and I think it would have been if it was Ziggler or Curtis Axel or whoever was in, they would have went with
WrestleMania.
I don't
whoever
know.
was the second. If Mark Henry's there, they would have went with Mark Henry. I
But
think they just did not want Batista.
I just felt everybody was feeling Reigns so much then. Remember, because he eliminated. Shield was
Everybody.
still together,
yeah,
and he eliminated Reigns and Rollins,
Yeah.
or Reigns and
Ambrose.
Rollins and Ambrose. You know, he broke the record. You know, and I just kind of looked at it. He was heel, but he was face. You know, everybody.
Well,
he was turning.
Well,
whole
the Shield was heel,
turning.
but they were so good in
They
what
were
they do
just
that everybody just
respected.
accepted. It was like Austin. Austin has been a heel most of his life, but everybody thinks he's a face. No, his character was never really a face. It just we accepted him, and then he just tweaked his character a little bit to not bash fans and just stayed heel on every other aspect. Kind of like, you know what I mean?
One thing that I think would be cool though, I think this is important. If Reigns wins, man, I'd like to see the whole family be in the ring with him. I'm talking The Rock, the Samoans.
You'd have to have them up there
Everybody.
just to kind of
just out
get
there
their fans
to celebrate, you know,
lighten up a
to
little bit
accept
because
him.
they'll be.
When
Burying
they
him.
buried The Rock. You had the biggest
Yeah.
star in WWE history ever. The Rock, the biggest
Star.
known
I'll go
star.
with that. Star,
Biggest
sure.
star ever.
I'll go with that.
And he
Sorry.
got booed at the Royal Rumble because he raised Roman's hand and pointed at him. And The Rock
He
looked
knew it.
around going, what the, you know what I mean?
He knew
Like,
it.
and then he tries to do an interview in the back afterwards. If you had the network, you got to see that little
He
interview.
couldn't do it.
And
Rock stole it.
and even The Rock couldn't even save it though, because even The Rock was like confused and baffled still from when he just left the ring. About Rock can't get booed; it's bad for his image. He wouldn't have went out there thinking that he was getting booed. He went out there thinking he was going to pull this crowd and everybody was going to cheer, and they did cheer. And when he rock bottom people, but then once he endorsed Reigns, it was done for Rock. I don't know if having all that. It's a cool moment. Yes, I agree with you, but I don't know if it changes the moment for the fans if that happens.
That might be a respect thing.
I mean, I don't know. I actually hope WWE fans completely flip on Reigns, and then if they did have thoughts of, or if the plan was that Reigns going over and the crowd shits on him, I hope that WWE tells the ref like, hey, we're flipping this, you know, in the middle, they impromptu they flip it to Lesnar. I hope that.
I just see Reigns winning clean, and then WrestleMania is going to end with the confetti and him holding the title and his music playing and him pointing to the sign and him holding the title and it just.
I mean, like I said, I think
It's WWE way. This is their storybook ending. You know, and I remember the days in wrestling where the shows would end with what's going to happen on Raw, what's going to happen on Nitro, what's going to happen next week, you know? And the way WWE does it, they like to always have an ending to all their stories. They like to culminate every single week as a chapter. And before it would be like an ongoing chapter.
Yeah, and well, yeah, because WWE
No.
did it right. They would have like somebody in the shadows, Sting would be in the rafters, panning out.
What's going to happen?
You know what I mean? Like,
and this is just, you kill off Lesnar, he's gone. Like, he's believable. He's unbeatable to me right now.
Yes. Yeah.
That's why I wanted Bryan to do it, because I think the story of Bryan being the small, short guy,
and doing it
redeeming
again. Yeah.
himself by I can beat you, you know.
Well, maybe that's still their plan. They have SummerSlam. You know, I mean, there's Survivor Series if you want to do a nice long build up, or if you want to get through something first.
Well, Lesnar needs to hold on to that title for quite
bad.
a bit
You have
after
to.
him
I
being the
love him as
streak. He
champ.
needs to hold it for a longer period of time here. If you take it away and give it to Reigns right now, you're basically making Reigns look like he's greater than The Undertaker, and that is completely unacceptable.
All right. Well, that is WrestleMania. Let us know what you think, as always. I mean,
Comment down there, let us know. Facebook, Twitter, down there, like and follow those. Send us
Subscribe.
messages, post on there. let us know what you think about what's going to happen at WrestleMania. If you agree with what we said, if you have a different outcome based off of what we said, go ahead and like the video, share the videos, favorite the videos. Subscribe to us on YouTube as well.
Canyon?
Who better than SCS?
Peace.
Take it easy.
Better than Canyon.
Alright.
I can't do it. I can't start. I'm going to start cracking up.
Alright, I'll do it. Mikey!
AJ!
Jake.
And we are the Sleepers.
Hold on. I didn't get what you were doing.
We didn't want to. We didn't.
We
wanted to
purpose. What the fuck?
We wanted a blooper reel for that.
I didn't know you were doing that at all.
Oh, it was a plan.
I didn't get it. Oh.
It was a planned one.
I was like, wait a minute. I sounded horrible too.
That's why we didn't want to tell you. We wanted to let you in on that. All right. Well, he's gonna edit that out, but.
Oh, that'll go on the end of the video.
Okay.